Hi guys, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. I'm not sure quite what to call this one. I'm just going to be kind of, I don't know, freshening up my makeup. It's toward the end of the day. Wanted to record this video, and if you find yourself needing to freshen up your makeup for various reasons, you might find this helpful. I'm not sure, but hopefully. Mostly though, we're going to be doing our eye look. It's a very natural eye look, and it's very easy to take this very simple look to more of a nighttime look and yet still be very, very soft. It's kind of my favorite nighttime look, if you will. Okay, so we're going to be working today for the eyes out of the Too Faced White Peach palette. It's very simple, you're going to be amazed. And also, for I already have my makeup on, but I did freshen up my foundation. And what I did there is I took a Real Technique sponge and I worked in what I was wearing today, just a little bit more and more in the center of my face, but making sure that everything was still blended nice. But I didn't do like a whole another application. You know, I just kind of, you know, did a little bit in through here, over the nose, forehead, a lot lighter than I would first thing in the morning. And I went ahead with that and used the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation here. This is in Gobi, and I do not believe they name them that anymore. I think they have numbers. So I'm not quite sure what this would like equate to within their new way, but I can tell you it's a very light kind of yellow back tone. I do think it's a tiny bit too light for me, but it also, because of that yellow sort of back tone, it reduces reddiness that I do get in my face. And then to kind of brighten up that a little bit, give a little bit more glow, I went ahead and went in with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, even lighter, and I actually applied a little bit of it to my fingers, and then I took a sponge and just went over that, and then I dabbed it right here along my upper cheeks and, you know, kind of down in here, and that really gives me this really pretty finish. And I also did it right through here and kind of right in here. If you tend to get very oily, you might want to skip kind of this area, but I really like that to be glowy. Also, instead of using a concealer to brighten that up, I went ahead and used a little more of the Light Illusion Flower Beauty. I think this is L2 Ivory, and I patted that in to freshen up, you know, my concealer. So that's where I am right now. I already had my eyebrows done. If I feel like I need to brighten them, make them a little darker, I might do that. So what I've done already, guys, on the eyes is how I started my day here is I did an all-over wash of Peaches and Cream here. This is a lovely, beautiful wash color. It really has great coverage and very easy and buttery kind of to blend. So I put that everywhere, corner of the eye, down into the mobile lid, close to the lash line, all the way up into the brow area. So I did that. And then really the color that I ended up only using today is this color here, which is Fuzzy. I really love this color. I love it, and I do this often because when I'm wearing, today I'm wearing kind of an army green sundress, very plain kind of shirt dress. And so anything that falls within kind of those tones, this is such a neutral color, Fuzzy, that I just showed you that it's just kind of a go-to. It works really well. And then what I did there is I went ahead and put that in right in my usual places, you know, and I just kind of blended that in. So to freshen things up, I'm going to go ahead and go in with some of the Peaches and Cream, that wash color. And I'm especially going to want to brighten up the lid and here in the inner corner of my look. So I just kind of want to make sure that's nice and fresh. and I have a good, even, nice coating. Love this color too because again, it's a little buttery cream. It's a little tiny bit, you know, yellow, so it really brightens and diffuses some of the coloration you may have there. So I'm going to refreshen up also using the fuzzy. I'm going to get my Morphe 441 brush here, tap that off, and again I'm just going to kind of pat that in. Now because this is nighttime, I'm going to kind of go in with this a little stronger, just a little bit heavier. I'm bringing it in a little here, but I'm not bringing it down into this area. I want that to stay bright for sure, but bringing it down kind of through here kind of gives me a larger eye, and it gives me an illusion of kind of a more open, deep set eyelid when I do that. Kind of like the kind of eye my mother had. Let's get the other eye here caught up. All right, and we're going to blend all of that out so we have nice soft edges on top, side. That's it, guys. That is all we're going to be using when it comes to creating kind of the soft depth in this look. But all I did then is I wore mascara, and that was it. I didn't tightline or waterline or anything. I did my brows because that's something that I can't skip. But this was a very soft, easy look for my eyes, and it's kind of my favorite kind of way to wear my day looks. You know that generally I do like to deepen up this area right in here, and you know you can do that with fuzzy. You just kind of have to keep doing light applications and just keep building that color here. It's going to still be very soft, but for daytime and for those times when you just really want to look very, very soft and not very made up, it's lovely. All right, so I'm going to now create a very soft wing with a very soft dark chocolate color here. So it's not black. It's called Off the Grill. You may have heard me talk about this color in the past because to me it's very unique because it's not a charcoal, it's not a black, it's not a deep brown like an orangey brown or even a full-on chocolate brown. It's somewhere in the middle. So it's matte, and it just kind of gives you a very softer look, not going in full-on black liner. And I don't know, I really love it. I also find that I use this color intertwined with my regular brow routine very softly. I'll go over it very last with a tiny little bit of Off the Grill here if I'm wearing more ashy dark rooted wig colors like Cappuccino within the Raquel Welch line, Shaded Cappuccino that has a more of an ashy root than the 12 FS12 or the 12 FS8. So this color works really well just to kind of give, you know, my brows a little extra something that helps it look more realistic. Like this is the root color. This is my actual hair. I probably definitely will have to deepen up my brows because I have the actual 8 root with Shaded Praline here. Okay, so I've really loaded this up. This is a very flat packing brush. This is by e.l.f. Got it at Target, and it's extremely very inexpensive. Love e.l.f. brushes for that reason. Okay, I'm gonna definitely start by tapping this because that's gonna cut down tremendously on any fallout right away. And then I'm just going to really kind of softly take this out into this corner area here, the outer bit. Very, very soft. And then I'm going to just soften up even that top line. So this is still quite a soft little wing. I find that using eyeshadows has been the key to my aging transition with how my tissue is aging. Can't do liners anymore. I just have too much of a crepey lid going on. So they just do not work for me with any precision whatsoever anyway. It's quite interesting what I end up with when I try to do a wing with a pencil. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a gel or what, but okay. I'm just gonna hang in here and grab a little more. Decide the intensity that I want this. All right, so there we have a very soft wing. Now I am going to bump it up a bit more just by using a very coal black creamy eyeliner pencil for tight lining up there. So I think I'll go ahead and grab my Sigma because man oh man, this one is the ultimate deep black and it's very creamy, very easy to tight line with. It has the kind that you don't need to sharpen, and I really like to get that tip kind of up a ways so I can make sure I can lay it in there without this part kind of wanting to touch my eyeball. That's very uncomfortable. So these work out really lovely. I absolutely love these eye pencils. So now I'm going to tight line right under here with this super creamy, deep, deep charcoal black. So even though we have a very soft liner going on the top, we're going to do a very deep black in this area. But it still gives a very soft, but just a very more defined look now that we're doing this. But it's still quite soft, and it's a lot to do with that beautiful off the grill color. You know, it's not like a coal black shadow, and it's one of my favorites to do stuff like this with. All right, so I am going to curl my eyelashes, and then we're going to get some mascara on. I recommend a black mascara. Okay guys, so now I've decided that I'm actually going to do some contouring with an eyeshadow for under my cheeks, and I usually use Taupe Notch. So I'm going to grab Taupe Notch. Now another one, I believe, you know, I'm fair and I can't use too many things that are orangey, bronzy, contouring, true contouring. I'm not bronzing here, I'm trying to contour. I find more ashy colors, matte ashy colors are the best for me and my fair skin, and it's very difficult finding that. So I have turned to Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I look for very matte colors, kind of in the taupey range. So I also use Barcelona Beach as well. So maybe if you have one or the other, you can experiment. This is again for fair to light skin. You have seen me use this before in my Contouring 101 video. This is something I got with a bunch of other ones that I never ever use. This is the only one that I actually use. And I use it strictly for this purpose. I use it for contouring, and I just kind of rock it here in this little pan, and I tap it off, and then I'll tap it off on my towel down here. And I did go into quite a lot of detail about how I contour doing this, so I'm not going to go into it really too much on this one, other than just, you know, you can see kind of me do it. And if I'm contouring, I do like to scoop out a cheekbone right in here, I think, because I have a more round face these days, even though technically it's oval, but because I'm carrying a little more weight than I normally would. When I come in a little further, I like that look on me, and I also like to scoop out that kind of front little apple of the cheek a little. So I kind of follow that corner of my nose here without drawing in that marionette line and make kind of a check mark. And then when I got that check mark, then I like to take it and blend everything up. Even this area. Blend it up. Okay, so same thing with the other eye. Same thing over here. Kind of a check mark. And so you just want to make sure that you're blending this all up. And then even for kind of extra measure, you can take your powder brush and just kind of go over the whole thing. Wipe it off in between. I have a little bit of product on here. I can actually take this, contour the side of my nose a little bit. You have to make sure when you contour your nose that you start right up in here. You don't ever want to just stop on both sides of your nose right here. That just doesn't look good. It does not look good. A little under here. Okay, done with my little doohickey here. This was a very cheap set I got off Amazon, and I hate to give you a link because you're going to get so many of them, and so I'll have to try to find it. I don't remember how much it was. Okay, so you know we've done that and we've contoured. We need to add a little bit of color, otherwise our cheeks may kind of come off being a little bit dirty, especially because, you know, this is kind of an ashy color. So I think I'm going to go ahead and reach for my cute little baby pink Dandelion Blush. I use this one a lot. You can tell that I definitely do use this one quite a bit. I'm going to go in with one of my foofy brushes here. And this I'm going to take definitely on the apples of my cheeks and up a little higher. I'm not going to go down into that contour. That is it. And I think for my brows, rather than going in with the powder, I'm just gonna kind of brush a little bit more of the Gimme Brow Tinted Eye Gel, and this is in number 4. And I think that will deepen them enough, hopefully, so I don't have to necessarily go through them with the powder and all of that. Yeah, I think it will. They never ever, they always come off quite a bit lighter on camera than they are in true life. They always look a little darker in the real life. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. So I think for my lips, I used this crayon here. This is, I don't even know what this is. A Tarte Big Chubby Lip pencil that needs sharpening. And I used that on my lips. I didn't line my lips, and I kind of wished I would have, but I didn't. But if I wanted to give this a little bit more shine, I could go over it with something either like the Buxom White Russian just in the center, or, you know, one of your favorite glosses. So I guess I'll use the White Russian. It's sitting right here. I don't want to go crazy. All right, guys. Yeah, so this is just really a very soft look. I'm not even sure how this is going to come across in filming because it is such a soft look, but it's very pretty and feminine without going overboard. You know, just because you're going into a nighttime date or nighttime activity doesn't mean that you have to get your makeup darkened and deepened and bolder colors. It could mean just a simple wing, change up the lip color a little bit, and maybe do a little bit of contouring. Because in my head, in my opinion, I think contouring and highlighting, for that matter, really comes off so much better in the evening. So if there's a weekend approaching or a Friday night, hope you have a lovely one. And if you're just starting out your week, well, have a great week as well. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.